Away! Hi guys, how you doing? It's So Music is here, otherwise known as no, it's the other way around. It's Siposo Musabdaka, otherwise known as So Music is. Right, cool. We are at SAE Studios today, right? Basically SAE College in Rosebank. What we're going to be doing, basically, I'm going to be showing you guys Studio A, how to make it work, basically how to get mic input, how to, we'll talk about it as we go along the line. But in the first thing I want to do is basically show you guys where I've plugged in the mic for now. That's basically going to play a role in what I'm basically showing you for today, right? So if Madam Megan can come with me, just for me to show you on what channel I've plugged it in. So we're in Studio A, just you guys know, that's the downstairs studio. A lot of people get it wrong and stuff. But in this case, I have plugged in our microphone on channel number 4. As you see down here, this is channel number 4. And how you basically count this section is by going 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8. That means then we've got a total of 16 channels, because once I'm here, this is 8, and then I'll go 9, 10. And you can see that I've plugged in my headphones on headphone return 1, right? Yeah, all of this information is going to play a role as I show you guys how to make this desk work. Right, cool. So, welcome to SAE Studio A breakdown of the recording. Thank you very much, guys. See you now. And action, 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 action. Right. Welcome back, guys. So Music is here, also known as Siposo Musa Mdaka. That's my government name, but then first we start with So Music is, ne? Yeah, that's my that's the name I go by. Anyway, yeah, we are situated in SAE Johannesburg, right? So it's SAE South Africa, based in Johannesburg, Rosebank. That's the branch. We are in Studio A. I'm just going to basically show you some of the stuff that incorporate the Audeint desk. Basically, I'm going to show you a bit of gain staging, grouping, how to get effects going on a channel, etc. Right? Just simple stuff as much as I can do in the limited amount of time that I have. Okay, cool. So as you can hear me speak right now, I've got a mic that's connected to me. Obviously, there's this one. I'm not sure if you can see it, but this one, I'm pointing at it right now. That's literally connected to the camera. But I do have a mic connected, as you can see on my Pro Tools right here. It was clipping because I was clapping my hands. I do have then channels here. Basically on channel number 4, a microphone plugged in, as I showed you on the earlier video. Channel number 4 in the booth has got a microphone plugged in. It's a shotgun microphone. I decided to use a shotgun microphone because it's very directional, so then I can be able to just get audio from a distance, right? So it's plugged in, it's within me, it's with me in the control room. Anyway, yeah, so I've plugged it into channel number 4. As you can see here, I've said Audeint 4 here. That is then the input I'm using. But I'm also going to show you guys on how I've connected it. So I'm just going to show you basically in terms of now the control room, from the control room side, because I showed you how it was connected in the booth, right? Now I'm going to show you how it's done in the control room. And for that, I might need to stand up because obviously I'm very short and I do not have long hands. So literally, we are going to come here on channel number 4. This is channel number 4. As you can see, I've got the fader up here and I've got the cut disengaged, right? The reason why I disengaged the cut, simply because obviously you need to be able to hear the audio, right, coming through, or for the audio to come through on Pro Tools. So if I press on cut, as you can see, as I speak now, it's not going through into my input of channel number 4, but as soon as I uncut that, that's mute basically on the desk. You can actually see channel number 4 here. As I raise it up, I get more signal, right? Now, what's important is I'm just going to reduce that because we're working on channel number 4. Now there's no signal going in there because I've literally reduced my gain on channel number 4. I just want to bring everything else down here, my gain on channel number 4, because obviously the microphone that we've got plugged in is a condenser microphone. That's something to take into consideration. And what's the most important thing about having a condenser microphone? You will definitely need phantom power. Phantom power, you'll go directly here on the red button. I'm going to click on that, and that gives me phantom power. Right, then obviously I'm going to have to raise my gain a bit so that I've got some gain coming in. But now remember, what happens is we've got the mic connected in channel number 4. That then connects into the desk on channel number 4. Then it goes through the desk in this channel here, this channel strip of channel number 4, obviously. And then I have to raise my channel number 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to raise that up. But you're seeing it now simply because the one part that I need to mention is on the matrix, the bus output matrix right here on top. This top area here is very important when it comes to routing into Pro Tools. Now, because I'm using channel number 4 on this desk, the way we've routed it, the desk itself, to the sound card, which is on the side that you can see right here, is basically that it's connected to the channel. Basically, channel number 1 is channel number 1 on the sound card. Channel number 2 on the desk is channel number 2 on the sound card. 3 is on the desk is 3 on the sound card. That's literally it, basically. So that means then I have to basically come here on the bus matrices, make sure that shift is not pressed, right? Because once you press shift, you're dealing with channel number, bus number 13 to 24. You want to deal with bus number 1 to 12. And in order for that to be so, shift must be disengaged on channel number 4. And then on the bus matrix, you have to press number 4. By doing so, you're engaging. As you can see, I'll disengage it again. There's no signal coming into Pro Tools as I speak now. But when I engage it again, there we go, on channel number 4, now I've got signal. Because now I've told the desk that whatever signal is coming through here, it needs to be routed into the, it needs to be routed into the sound card itself on that particular channel, which in this case is channel number 4. Then I can do my gain staging. And as I speak, 1, 2, 1, 2, obviously just check my levels. I can raise it up, 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 up. Obviously, you've got to watch how much gain you're pushing to ensure that you're not clipping, right? That's something that you need to know basically from studying your books, right? Cool. Right. So now we've got signal running into my Pro Tools right here using my microphone. That's a given. Wonderful stuff, right? I've also got a couple of multi-tracks going on here. This is my drum set right here. As if you can see on my drum set, everything is routed, right, towards my a bus, basically a drum sub. That's why I've got this drum sub right here, right? It's written drum sub. Then I've got a bass sub, and then I've got a key sub, and then I've got my vocal channel here. Let's turn that maybe into green so it's easier to identify. All right, cool. Now that I'm done changing it into green, cool. So I've got this channel's going here. But what's important is for you to understand that I've got a sub here for my drums, sub for my bass, and sub for my keys. Reason being is simply because in the studio here, we are only limited in the aim, right? Mind you, I'm going to state this. The aim is to try get the audio into the desk, right? From Pro Tools. So I've got audio into Pro Tools. As far as you can see, I'm going to drag that in here. As you can see, I've got audio in Pro Tools here, right? And I want to get it into the desk. So I want to bring it to the desk so that I can be able to use it here, which I've done already for a couple of the channels, right? Now, the reason why then I used sub tracks is because we are only limited to 8 channels on this desk in terms of returning. This is something that next year, next year might be next year already on this video, but next year in 2024, we are hoping we're going to be able to expand those channels right here to ensure that all 24 channels in the long faders are basically connected. That's what we are hoping for to do next year, right? But right now, what we do have is 8 channels, which are the last 8 channels of the desk connected basically to Pro Tools, meaning that I can take signal from Pro Tools and route them into this into the long faders down here, because what's important again, and I will state this, guys, you have to read the manual for the desk. It will better your understanding. It's one thing to watch the video, but if you don't read the manual, I trust me, the understanding will not sink in as much as it's sunk in for me, right? The manual helped a lot. Cool. So what I want to show you now is how to get signal, right? As you can see, I've got my vocal track right here, and I've got these tracks right here which are running what do you call this, my drum kit, that's my sub, my bass, and then my keys, right? So I want to get the signal that's in Pro Tools, right? I want to get it into my long faders right here. So if I want to get my signal into Pro Tools, from Pro Tools into my long faders, what I wanted you guys to understand is that by default, right, the short faders, which are the ones here on top here, right, these ones are for line and mic input, right? The long faders are for tape by default, right? You can switch this up by clicking on the button here called channel flip. You can do that, or you can disengage it and then it's back to default. If you click on channel flip, which is written CH flip, right, that means then the long faders start using the mic line inputs, while the short faders start using the what do you call this, not the mic line, but the DAW tape input, right? Meaning that now I'm getting signal on the short faders coming from Pro Tools, but that's not what I want. I want my signal for the short faders, for the long faders, to come from Pro Tools. So I want the tape signal to come into the long fader, and I want my mic line to come into the short faders. And it's important to also remember that when that is happening, something to take into consideration is that you're doing it, when you do a channel flip, you're doing it for each and every single channel, right? So if I flip this channel and I flip this channel, then I flip this channel, so it's only these three channels that will swap those activities where, again, between tape and mic, right? It won't do it for all simultaneously. You have to basically set it up for each channel, right? Cool. But I've set it back now to tape. Now, what's important on Pro Tools, you need to ensure, whatever DAW actually, again, I said I'm sending my drum kit to my sub right here, right? I'm just going to bring down here on this channel, these two channels, because I'm running stereo. That's another thing, that I'm using two channels. You can see two faders for the drums. For the drum sub, that's the stereo channel. This is a stereo channel also. That is my bass sub, and my key sub are also stereo channels. That's why I'm running two channels, the left and right, right? So then if I want to do my bass, if I want to bring up my bass, same thing. But let me get to the point. I keep on digressing. Right, cool. So on Pro Tools, what you're gonna do then, drum sub. Let's understand this properly. So I've got this tracks right here, all the way to the last track that I selected here, going straight into my drum sub here, right? So you can see the output of that signal, or basically audio track, is then connected into the input of this aux track right here. What's important then is to then set the output of the sub to Audeint in this case, because we've written it as Audeint tape, to Audeint tape number, in this case 17 and 18. Remember, it's the last 8 channels. So the last 8 channels start from 17 all the way up to channel number 23 and 24, channel number 24 basically. So in this case, I've got 17 and 18 as my output, and I'll choose that for my drum kit, so that when I play it, you'll hear my drum kit come out of my mix. Now, of my mix on the desk. This is very important. Of my mix on the desk. That's what you need to remember, right? So it's not playing through Pro Tools now. It's playing through from Pro Tools into the desk, into my long faders, right? But now here's the important part. I'm gonna just switch off these for now. Is that once you've done this output input, this output, and set it to 17 and 18 for this desk in this case, right? Then it's going to go out of 17 and 18 into the tape, right? Channel number 17 and 18. As you can see here, channel number 17 and 18 are the ones that I've got my drums going on in here, 17 and 18, and then that will be 19, 20, and then same thing, 21, 22, 23, 24. I'm just going to bring them down again just for me to have my drums only. But now, because it's on channel number 17 and 18 on the desk, I will not be able to hear it, right, without having obviously unmuted, right? Because obviously you'll probably find it like this. Then you have to unmute those channels. But here's the important part. Right next to your pen knob, these knobs right here, right, there's a mix button right here. Mix button, as soon as you press it, basically sends then the signal coming from this channel in this case, and it's going to be this channel because this is stereo, to my main mix, which is here, right? And you need to have mix selected here, right? And also, main selected here, sorry, and then mix selected here. When you've got mix selected here on the control room section, right, because you've got the control room section here, so when you've got your mix selected here, as you can see, if I go here, that was feedback, right? As you could hear, that was feedback because I was fetching it directly from Pro Tools when I did that. But I want to fetch it from the desk. So I've got mix brought in channel 17 and 18, right? I've got mix selected here. That takes the signal directly into this mix sub here, right? This mix bus here, the main bus of the desk. Now, in this case, I have to choose mix. If I choose external 1, right, which is EXT1, that means then the desk is fetching it from an external input, right? In this case, external 1 in our case is Pro Tools, that's why I got feedback. And then external 2 will be any other external item, maybe it's a phone that you've got connected, or maybe another laptop connected to the computer just to play music or whatever, etc. So it depends on you. So then I will go on mix because I want to hear it come from mix, and I've selected mix on my channels 17 and 18 of this desk. Similar step will have to be taken for 1920, etc, etc, right? So currently we've got mix selected here, right, meaning that now I'm grabbing signal from the desk itself, from the mix section, right, of the desk, and that's why I've got mix selected here, and then I should be able to hear signal coming through when I press play. Right, what you're hearing there right now are the drums. If they low, I'm just going to raise them up a bit. Yes, right, and that's just a drum. So now if I want to bring, I'll just stop that. If I want to bring the bass, I did the same thing. I'm going to choose again from the bass. Let's go to Pro Tools. On Pro Tools, I am going to choose channel number 19 and 20, which now speaks to my next two stereo channels, right? Channel 19 and 20, which is this one. Now, same step goes in. I'm going to go mix, and when I press mix, that's going to send the signal directly to my main sub, right? Now, in doing so, because I've got my mix selected, now I'm going to unmute it, right? Now I'm going to bring my bass. Let me just find a slot that's got the bass on here. Let's bring it here. Right, let's play it back. Okay, cool. So right now I'm going to bring in the bass with it. Okay, cool. Now that I've got my bass going, I can do the same now with my keys. Same step again. I'm going to choose a channel that's available as my output for all my keys grouped again, coming into my key sub, and then my key sub is going to go to my Audeint, and then I'm going to go choose channel 21 and 22. Once I've chosen channel number 21 and 22, I'm going to come to the desk. I'm going to press on mix for both channel 21 and 22, so it goes through there, then it goes through to the main sub, right, to the main bus. Then I'm going to raise it up, then I'm going to unmute it, And then after unmuting it, you're going to start hearing the keys when I press play. Cool. So up to thus far, I've shown you guys gain staging, right? That's the most important part. Gain staging on your desk now for the microphone, and then I will show you guys basically on how to then route audio from Pro Tools into the desk. Right now I'm going to even extend it further and show you. I'm going to route my vocal track, right? Okay, I'm going to route my vocal track into then channel number, let me see, where did I end? 22, right? I'm going to route it into channel number 23 so that it can come through the desk also, right? So what am I going to go do? I'm going to go change the output of that audio track. And I'm going to choose channel number 23. In this case, we've called it fallback because it plays both ways on our side. It plays both parts as fallback. Channel number 23 and 24 plays as a normal channel, but it can also be used as fallback within Pro Tools. But that's a story for another day. So I've now sent, my vocal track into channel number 23, just to show you guys. There it is, Audeint tape 23 and 24. I just only need 23. Why do I need only 23? Simply because it's a mono channel. It's not stereo. So then I'm going to press on mix, right? Then you will hear it coming through the speakers. It might feedback a bit. 1, 2, 1, 2. As you can hear there. But there's a bit of latency, but I'm also trying to avoid raising it too high to avoid feedback, obviously, because then the mic is going to feed back. But it's now definitely coming through my desk as I speak. Yeah, it should sound a bit phased out. Yeah, but I'm going to mute it so that we don't have that problem as I proceed. Right, cool. So I should be back with my normal voice. Right.